and welcome to the premiere episode of The Short Chat. Today I am here with
Amelia Compton.
And
Justin Harris.
And I'm Ethan Wetzel. For a short summarization of what the show is about, every week we are going to have a different cast of people come in and we're going to have conversations about varying topics. Today, our topic is movies and TV shows. So I gotta ask y'all, favorite TV show, favorite movie, why?
I'll go first. Mine's pretty easy. It's the Jurassic Park series. Like, that's my favorite so far. Because, I love dinosaurs. Even though it's not accurate, I still love it. And I love the graphics and the action and some of the comedy in it.
Yeah. I mean, whenever I was little, I used to watch the Jurassic Park series over and over and over on Sci-Fi Channel and all that. Mm-hmm. Of course, as you said, most of the dinosaurs aren't realistic. Yeah. Like how the velociraptors aren't actually velociraptors, all that. But what about you, Justin?
I don't have one in particular, but I guess one that really stuck out to me in my childhood was Transformers, the first one.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
Especially, of course, my favorite character would be Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
And my brother and I used to love the movie so much. We really used to play on our rooms and reenact the movies and everything. So, yeah, especially how Optimus Prime, the fight with Megatron and Optimus Prime, that was especially my favorite part, and how Optimus, Megatron used to be just this huge, just threat to everything, and well. Yep, that's my favorite movie.
The one thing that always bugged me about Transformers movies, every movie Optimus Prime loses an arm.
Yep.
And he comes back with the arm in the next movie.
I think my problem is everything explodes.
Yeah, I mean it's a Michael Bay movie.
Bay, yep,
everything explodes in that movie. I think I particularly like Transformers movies because I think that's the breakthrough that Shia LaBeouf needed.
Yeah.
His career, it was flowing pretty steadily up to that point, but as soon as he hit Michael Bay Transformers movies, just bam.
He just popped off, and I like this. I'm trying to think of a reason, the former arcs, the later arcs of Transformers. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they deviated from their original paths, what they were meant to be at, because. Optimus Prime especially, he just kind of transformed into this warrior with the sword and riding dinosaurs and all that. I was
yeah.
I remember being little and watching that. Being it's a metal dinosaur, that go crazy.
I mean, all I remember from Transformers was I liked the dinosaur.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Because I only watched the series once or twice, and it's oh, dinosaur.
Yeah.
And that's all I got from it.
I hate how they got rid of Sam.
Yeah. I didn't, whenever Shia LaBeouf was goodbye and Marky Mark came in,
Yeah, that's it.
I wasn't really feeling that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Apparently Michael Bay is controversial behind scenes, but we won't get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, my favorite movie, a lot of people I'd say it's a little bit mainstream now, Demon Slayer Mugen Train.
Oh yes,
absolute
I
classic.
love that. That movie made me cry.
Yeah. Just from the fact that soundtrack, incredible. Animation quality, incredible. Character development, incredible. Everything about this movie hits every single tab of how to make a good movie.
Yeah, the animation quality, especially of their movement and their tactics, just so smooth, and I just loved watching it.
Yeah, especially considering a wee bit of a spoiler for the movie if you haven't watched it. They basically made this villain for the movie, and at the very end, they were just all right, we're gonna throw in a little bit of a taste test for the absolute strongest people of this universe. And probably one of the best fights I've ever seen on television before. It was just too good.
It was.
So, I'm not sure if you guys have been keeping tabs on Dragon Ball, especially the new movie that's coming out. Have you guys heard of that?
I haven't heard of it.
See, I've never watched Dragon Ball, so educate me.
I only watched a few episodes, so.
Well, to put it frankly, a long story short, it went from being a hand-drawn anime that used to be had a really good story, good fighters. It was really wide in its range of how many characters there are, and it's kind of just deformed into just this CGI mess, especially the new movie.
I mean, one show that's I've seen that does CGI well is like Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
They do the CGI pretty well. I'm unsure, like as you said, you don't really like the CGI in this show for Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like how, 1 to 10, how bad would you say it is?
I don't want to make like too early judgments because they probably will change it, maybe. But right now, I'll probably like give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah.
Dang. That's bad because most people like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but one thing that I did like was the Broly movie that came out. Though, like, the story was a little bit everywhere, but the fights themselves, when Broly was fighting Goku and Vegeta, and how Frieza got beat up really bad.
That is one thing that I say I've heard about. I heard like the Broly fight was like top tier.
Yeah,
apparently.
it was really top. Even the CGI was done really well. I'll give that like an 8 out of 10 with the CGI. So, if you go watch it, it's worth it.
Yeah. And since we're like kind of branching into like more of the TV show topics, what's your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show? Well, I have a lot of favorite TV shows, and most of them are anime.
Yeah.
But let's see, I think my favorite TV show I would have to go with would actually be The Amazing World of Gumball.
That's a classic. That's like a childhood classic.
It is. I love it. I mean, the style sometimes like throughout it changes, and
that's what I liked about
changes.
it too. Like how the style, the animation style, how they they're so creative with different anime styles. Especially one thing I remember from Amazing World of Gumball of how there was this Chinese or Japanese company that impersonated them, how they made it a copy. Yeah, and they made fun of it with that one episode.
Yeah.
Like,
it was so great that they make jokes about everything, and sometimes they're informative too.
Yeah. I honestly think most of my current humor is kind of built on the fact that I was like growing up on Amazing World of Gumball. It's like things that I probably shouldn't have understood back then whenever they were making jokes. I now understand, and I'm like, oh, that's funny.
It's fun watching old movies you've seen before and seeing the adult jokes in there, and like, oh my god, I can't believe they said that to children.
Yeah, especially
way
like,
over our heads.
Especially like Disney movies. Disney movies have so many like jokes that are just like, this is gonna be mainly for our adult audience, but like the kids will eventually understand what the joke means.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming your favorite TV show is Dragon Ball?
No, it's not. It's one of my favorite though. That's a hard one because I don't really have any like favorite TV shows in particular, but this one TV show though that I really liked though was the original Teen Titans.
Yes, I'm so sad they canceled that.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Especially like the last arc with Raven and Trigon. Especially that arc right there. I don't remember too much for it, and that's the thing. It was so long ago.
Like the original Teen Titans to me is more of like a fever dream. Like I remember watching some of it whenever I was like little, but like
I actually remember watching it on a box TV. Like I had it
Whoa,
on a box TV.
I had like a TV sitting on the ground and all that.
Yeah, I had like a makeshift stand and a box TV, and when you touch it, you felt the static.
Yeah, I had like this big, giant brown wooden TV that is still in my house today, but of course it doesn't work. Yeah. And I was used to watch TV shows just, where everyone was a child just used to put their face right in front of the screen. They can't even see anything. And
like that has to be my oldest memory, just watching Teen Titans on the box TV.
Yeah.
But I love that TV series. Teen Titans was so good.
Speaking of like box TVs, my box TV that I had whenever I was little had like this VHS player that I could use.
Yeah, mine does too.
Land Before Time.
Oh my god, I loved that show.
Yeah.
It has to be my childhood.
Oh,
the start of my dinosaur love.
I'm sorry if y'all are a little bit, behind. This is a bit of a spoiler for the Land Before Time movies. When the mom died, pain, agony.
That was so sad. I got so sad, especially since they told it like Like
Yeah.
like Littlefoot was just with like his grandparents, and that was it.
Yeah.
But then they gave us a backstory. It was like, oh yeah, she's dead.
It's like,
What? What?
Run that back. What do you mean she's dead?
It's a bit
Yeah, this is
awkward.
supposed to be a kids show.
Yeah.
It's a bit awkward, but I have no idea what that show is. I'm sorry. I'm
What?
sorry. I'm sorry.
Land
You
Before-
should.
I apologize.
Well, I'm like, I was pretty much raised by my grandparents. So I grew up on like VHS tapes and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like movies like that. So I'm like,
But-
eventually Land Before Time movies went to disc, but like,
Yeah.
I still watch them on VHS.
I
Actually-
watched them on VH.
Yeah.
That
Actually, that
tapes
brings me
for-
to a topic. Early 2000s times. Remember Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Yes.
And how that Saturday got canceled. How we used to you go there, rent the movie, watch it, and my favorite movie from that time was the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah.
And how you just put the movies in the cassette player, the DVDs, and just watch it. That was definitely one of my favorite memories from that time. It's my favorite part about the SpongeBob movie was obviously the Gooba Gooba song.
Oh yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
Dog. Whenever Blockbuster died, and then like all of a sudden, it was like the boost up of like the creation of the red box.
Yeah.
Everyone going to like
Yeah.
these machines, and me being me, like I love gaming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was always like, can we get a video game? And she's like, we're getting a movie, and only a movie. And I,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, whenever I went there, the Ocean Man song from the original, like, every time I went to the Blockbuster, that song that popped into my head for some reason. And just, I don't know, it just reminded me. I'm so sad because that it was gone because, childhoods today, people that are born today, they're not going to experience what it's like to watch on a big, square TV,
Yeah.
Yeah.
put in the movies in the cassette
Especially
player.
since some people think like our generation, oh they don't understand. But no, our childhood was also
Yeah.
box TVs
Yeah.
too. I loved watching
I'd
stuff on
say
box TV.
We're on like the
Like
verge
I
of,
know
like-
the buttons and what to do.
Yeah.
And now I just have a remote to press on Netflix and then there.
People can just watch movies on an iPad, going to
Yeah,
the movies.
iPad.
It's not even necessary anymore. That's the thing, where you
Yeah,
just
you could put Netflix on your phone now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that back to original point, how people say that the early 2000 generation, Gen Z, they don't really know what it's like to touch grass.
Yeah.
That's just simply not true. Because I go outside, all the time. Like my entire childhood was based on watching movies and how me and my brothers just used to just play around and just go outside and just reenact those moments. And yeah, movies was just a big part of my childhood, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Speaking of old movies.
Old
Old movies like 1900. Like I've seen like a few old movies and TV shows.
Well, we already know Terminator.
Oh yeah, Terminator.
When I was little, I'm gonna be honest, I was terrified of the Terminator when I was little. My boy Arnold on the screen had little me quaking anytime he'd appear.
Yeah, one of the old movies that I enjoyed, it's 1990s, was the Tremors.
Oh, the Tremor
that
movies.
scared the
Yeah.
life out of
Is
me.
it like the one with the giant worm under the ground?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the giant worm
And then they had
underground.
5 of them, and the Tremors slowly evolved throughout the entire
Yeah,
series
there's
of movies.
there's the A blasters.
Yeah.
Oh, The Thing.
Oh, The Thing.
Yeah.
That's probably what is it? They made a remake in 2011 that was
Yeah.
decent, I suppose. I didn't like how they tried to actually explain all the alien stuff.
this kind of just ruined the whole point, making it
Yeah.
suspicious.
Where's the mystery now? That's
like-
why we were scared of it, is the mystery.
Yeah, it's in the original, it was it left
you
off and
barely
it's do you think that guy at the end that survived is the Thing? Now in this one, it's just bam, he was. It's
And especially when I realized when I watched like old movies against new movies, older generation movies made things a lot more suspense. Like you barely see that the actual threat, and everything's a lot more darker in tone. But movies today, they're just extremely bright and all action packed. You kind of already know what's going on.
I'd say for movies today, they mainly rely on things just jump scares and cheap scares and stuff
And
like
remaking it for better quality.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's all because newer generation, people now want things to happen now. The attention span of the average population attention span has gone down.
Yeah, people don't want to wait for the spins.
Yeah,
like they don't want to wait for like the end of the movie for the reveal. They want
Yeah.
the reveal at the middle or beginning of the movie.
Yeah, people want everything now, and society is just adapting to that. So.
Speaking of like suspense and horror, what's y'all's favorite like horror movie?
My favorite is like during like quarantine that I watched like the entire series of Alien, the whole Alien franchise. I watched it all, and it was pretty interesting seeing how it actually developed. Since like the first movie, since it was like the alien was moved by an actual person, and now like the most recent like Alien versus Predator, I think is now it's CGI and it's animated, so it's more fluid and animated. But the first movie, it was kind of more human, sort of. But like the reveal was like near the end too. Yeah. And main character Ripley, I did not like her in the first movie. I do not like her. She made so many stupid decisions.
I like horror movies where people can actually like be smart.
Yes, that's like my favorite. Like, oh my God, you're smart. Thank you.
You have common sense.
Yeah.
Especially my favorite one. It wasn't like. I was like, I don't know, 13, 14 at the time. It was Grave Encounters. If you guys never...
I think I've heard of it, but I don't remember it.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, but you should watch it. It's like one, I was like, even in my childhood, like scary movies, yeah, they like spooked me out, made me hide under my cheeks, but it wasn't anything major. But Grave Encounters, man, me and my brother was just shaking. Yeah, nightmares.
I couldn't handle scary movies when I was younger. Now I can for some reason. I'm like, why was I scared of it?
Yeah. I'll never understand people that are like deathly afraid of like clowns and stuff like that.
Because the reason why Grave Encounters was just so terrifying to me, because they were trapped in this hospital. Because it started off like so realistic. Like the plot is, they're just trying to, you know how reality shows, like ghost reality shows, how they are. They was just doing that. Like they was just making it all scripted until they realized that it was obviously, when they went inside the hospital, it was real. And the most terrifying part is that the hospital kept changing. So like the entrance, once they opened it, it was another hallway. And there was a trapped, and the sanity just kept going down, and the entities just kept killing them off one by one. And then the main character was the last one, and they even made a second movie of the Grave Encounters that kept continued that. And that guy from the second one finally made it out, and well, he kept just ignored it all, just kept continuing the franchise. Ghost reality show.
Yeah, just
honestly, you talking about it makes me feel like I have watched it before.
Yeah, but it was just dragged out for too long.
No, it wasn't dry. I was scared the whole time. I wanted it to end because I was so scared. Yeah, you guys should watch it. It's worth it.
I'll try. I'll try to remember it. Watch it.
Well, I guess that concludes this episode of The Short Chat. Thank you all for tuning in, and see you next week.
Goodbye.